That works. Why not this? Well, we'll have to go without this microphone. Let me try this. Test 1, 2. I think I might have fixed it. I just rebooted it. Let me know if you can hear me now. Everybody, if you can give me a 5x5 if you can hear me. And let's go over what just dropped. All right. Looks like people can hear me. Good to go. All right. First off, please like the video right away. I'm going to show you. I don't know who we are. There's nobody else here but me. I got the warrant from the video that I brought to you today about the ATF shootout in Little Rock, Arkansas with Mr. Malinowski, who was the airport executive. All right, we are good to go, loud and clear. I'm going to move my mouse here. I got the warrant. It came out about 15 minutes ago now, and it is redacted, heavily redacted. There's 48 pages. Some of it we'll be able to rip through, but I looked at a couple things and what he had and what they went after him for. I think you'll be shocked, but I think everybody needs to know what's going on. I mean, I'll just go on and say it. I don't think ATF needed to kill this cat, but I don't know until the police report comes out to detail what happens when they went to serve this warrant. We don't know if, the homeowner started shooting before he realized who they were, or what have you. Thank you in the year 2525. Appreciate you. So without further ado, like the video, please share it, and double check your subscriptions down below. Let's get into this. Here is the warrant. All right, let me see if I can do this correctly. I will minimize my dome piece here. And there you go. Mouse. All right, there we go. So this is the warrant in the Eastern District of Arkansas. This is the application for the search warrant. I'm going to rip through this, so I might not get all of the comments. I don't mean to ignore them, but I want to get this information out to you as fast as possible. Okay. So here we go. This is the application for the warrant. Obviously, they're searching for evidence of a crime. That's this checked area here. Here. Evidence of a crime, contraband, fruits of a crime. This is all standard stuff that they put on warrants. And the continuation sheet here. So here is the affidavit. An affidavit is it's like a basic quick report that the cops have to bring to the judge and swear or affirm everything in it is true. And this is what the judge reads before they decide to issue the warrant. It says you're affiant, that's the agent's name, is an investigative or law enforcement officer of the United States within the meaning of, let me get rid of this real quick. Hold on. Too many pop-ups going on. Within Title 18 USC section, blah, 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 blah. He's an ATF agent. Okay, that's what that says. In your affiant law enforcement employment, this spells out their career and what things that they've done. I'm not going to go over this person's career, but it tells you their experience and how they've worked with, like you can see your Snapchat and all that stuff, how they do investigations, and about their training experience and how many search warrants they've done. This is how it's done on every single warrant. We're going to get to the part where he's actually writing about the actual person who they shot in the head. Oh, by the way, about 3 hours ago, he did succumb from his injuries sustained in the shootout with ATF. So Mr. Malinowski is no longer with us. So in paragraph 12 here, it says the information in this affidavit is based on your affiant's personal observations, information received from outside sources, information received from cooperating witnesses, review of recordings and text messages, review of records and law enforcement databases, records of purchases of firearms, firearms parts and accessories, information received from other law enforcement agencies, blah, 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 blah. Wait till you hear what they are claiming in this. The jurisdiction just says that blah, blah, blah. Here's the probable cause. This is what we want. So we're going to start here on 15. By way of background, ATF works in conjunction with various law enforcement agencies within the United States. Blah, 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 blah. This is going over the national tracing, yada, yada, yada. The 4473, it's going to talk about that because this person, Mr. Malinowski, filled out a lot of them here as we're about to find out. It goes over where we've all filled these out. We know this part, so I'm going to skip through this. We know all the questions we have to answer on a 4473. including, like your name, the make, model. Are you the person buying it? Are you going to sell it? Blah, 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 blah. And then when you undersign saying yes, yada, yada. Okay. Then it goes into the background check. We know this stuff. We're going to skip right to the part where they talk about this person and what he is alleged to do. In December, here on paragraph 30. In December 2023, ATF Industry Operations Investigator Specialist, that's the IOIS, the people who do the investigations in FFLs, referred an investigative lead to the ATF Little Rock Field Office for further review. The IOIS identified information to suspicious activity. In November of 23, Canada police officials received a photograph of firearms by a confidential informant. The firearms were not known to have been recovered. Some serial numbers were visible for the firearms, which were then submitted as an investigative trace request. A trace request is completed by the National Tracing Center. And during a trace request, NTC attempts to identify the original purchaser of the firearm after the firearm leaves the manufacturer. Through the trace, Brian Keith Malinowski, blank, showed to be the purchaser for multiple firearms. That's going to be his date of birth that they blocked out there. The report showed Malinowski purchased approximately from November 21 to December 2023. Is that a crime? No, because we can buy as many firearms as we want. Malinowski showed to be a resident of Little Rock, Arkansas, in the Eastern District of Arkansas. Many of the firearms located in the multiple sales summary reports showed Malinowski was purchasing multiples of the same manufacturer and model of firearms. Paragraph 32. All of the firearms from the reports were purchased from federal firearm licensee, blank, so that's the name of where he was buying them, in North Little Rock, Arkansas. The multiple sales summary reports firearms purchased by Malinowski are as follows. Approximately 24 Glock G45s, approximately 9 Federal Arms Model FR-16 pistols, so AR pistols, approximately 9 Beretta Model 92A pistols, approximately 7 North American Arms Model N822 pistols, approximately 4 Glock 22s, approximately 4 SAR-9s, approximately 3 ATI Model Omnis, approximately 3 Glock 19s, 3 Glock 17s, 3 Beretta 92 FSs, and multiple different handguns where he purchased 2 of the same manufacturer and model firearms. You should all know when you buy 2 or more pistols in the same transaction, you are reported as a multiple sale. That's what they're talking about there. Reported to the ATF. Paragraph 33. On December 15th of 2023, your affiant reviewed the above information and opened an investigation into Malinowski. Malinowski's address on his Arkansas driver's license showed to be blank, hereafter referred to as the subject property. On December 19th of 23, your affiant reviewed records at blank. The records included ATF Form 4473. Blank provided records for all the firearms purchased by Malinowski from then, which totaled approximately 142 firearms from 2019 to December 19 of 2023. Each form included the address for Malinowski to be the subject property. An employee of blank stated Malinowski usually purchases firearms from Gunbroker and has the firearms shipped to blank, the FFL. The employee stated typically the FSAAP AR style pistols, which Malinowski buys, comes directly from the manufacturer. Before transferring to Malinowski, blank has Malinowski fill out the 4473, and Malinowski is charged a $25 transfer fee. The employee provided information concerning current in-stock firearms that were shipped to them and were awaiting transfer to Malinowski. 2 of the pending transfer firearms included invoices from Gunbroker. Both invoices showed the firearms billing. The firearms billing was addressed to Brian Malinowski at the subject property with phone number blank and email address blank. The Gunbroker buyer name on the account was blank. 36. A review of traces of recovered firearms from NTC where Malinowski was listed as the purchaser showed 3 firearms were recovered during the commission of a crime. The 3 firearms are listed below. A. It's a blank pistol, serial number blank, purchased by Malinowski on August 4, 2022. The firearm was recovered May 12, 2023, with 281 days TTC, which is time to crime. That's from when Malinowski purchased it to when the crime was committed. As it says right there, is the time from the original purchase date to when the firearm was recovered. Blank PD conducted a traffic stop on vehicle where blank was in possession of this and another firearm and suspected marijuana. Also in the vehicle was another adult subject and a 4-year-old child. B. Blank pistol, serial number blank, purchased by Malinowski on August 11th of 22. Blank PD conducted a traffic stop where blank was arrested for being in possession of suspected marijuana. During the arrest, this and another firearm were located in the vehicle. The firearm was recovered on February 20, 2023, with 193 days time to crime. C. Blank pistol, serial number blank, purchased by Malinowski on April 20th, 2022. Blank PD conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle where a subject herein referred to as W1, which means witness, was located. During the stop, the firearm and suspected marijuana were located near where W1 was sitting inside the vehicle. W1 showed to have been convicted of robbery in 21. At the time the firearm was originally purchased by Malinowski and recovered from W1, W1 was already prohibited from purchasing or possessing a firearm. The firearm was recovered on blank within 15 days TTC from W1. So only 2 weeks after Malinowski bought it, this dude was pinched with it. 37. On December 21, 23, ATF Special Agent Blank viewed a photograph of Malinowski and recognized Malinowski from a separate unrelated ATF investigation she was conducting. The special agent attended a G&S Promotions gun show in Conway, Arkansas on June 11th of 23. The agent observed Malinowski appearing to be an unlicensed individual operating as a vendor at the gun show. Malinowski sold firearms to several subjects without asking for any identification or paperwork. At the time, ATF did not know Malinowski's identity. The photographs of the cell she witnessed are below. Obviously, they're grainy because this is a photocopy printed. 38. On December 27, 2023, your affiant conducted a record interview with W1. So now they're talking to the witness from the third stop. Guys, there's over 6,800 people. Thank you. Like the video, share it, let people know this is going on. This might be the first place you're seeing this stuff. W1 provided a statement in summary. A. The firearm W1 was arrested with, blank PD, blank pistol with serial number blank, was purchased by blank from a seller at the gun show in April or May of 2022 at the Arkansas State Fairgrounds in Little Rock, Arkansas. B. W1 was shown a photographic lineup featuring Malinowski and 5 other similar appearing individuals. W1 positively identified Malinowski by his Arkansas driver's license photograph. W1 went to Malinowski's booth at the gun show because blank saw Malinowski working alone, make a sale to another individual, another unidentified subject without asking for paperwork. At the gun show, Malinowski had a single table with approximately 12 to 13 firearms on the table. Malinowski had older guns, handguns, and some rifles. W1 asked Malinowski if he did any paperwork, documenting, identifying information of the buyer, or documenting the sale. Malinowski said no, so W1 began buying firearms from him. On this date at the gun show, W1 bought only the blank pistol from Malinowski. Through text messages, starting from after the gun show to approximately June of 2023, W1 and Malinowski exchanged numerous text messages about purchasing additional firearms. W1 would primarily reach out to Malinowski, but sometimes Malinowski would reach out to W1 about new firearms Malinowski had for sale. For sale, should be for sale. If there was a firearm Malinowski did not have in his inventory, he would try to get the firearm to sell to W1. Malinowski offered to sell firearms to any of W1's friends, but W1 never referred anyone to Malinowski for buying firearms. W1 made a total of 3 firearms purchases from Malinowski between approximately blank of 22 to blank of 23. Malinowski was willing to meet W1 anywhere in a public place, so they conducted 2 purchases in a business parking lot in Little Rock, Arkansas. The only identifying question Malinowski asked W1 was if W1 was over 18 years old. The three purchases W1 made for Malinowski are described as below. 22 blank 22. W1 purchased a blank pistol at a gun show at the Arkansas State Fairgrounds in Little Rock, Arkansas. W1 paid $700 for the firearm. Malinowski provided the original box with the firearm during the purchase. W1 was arrested with this firearm by blank PD in blank of 2022. February of 23. W1 purchased a Glock Model 17 Gen 4 pistol at a business parking lot. W1 paid $725 cash for the firearm. Malinowski provided the original box with the firearm during the purchase. This was the firearm W1 was arrested with by the blank police department, and W1 had only had this firearm for approximately 2 days prior to being arrested. Present with Malinowski during this transaction was a female described as Malinowski's wife. June of 23, W1 purchased a Ruger Model LCP 380 caliber handgun from Malinowski by himself at the same business parking lot in Little Rock, Arkansas for $120. Eyebright, thank you very much. I appreciate you being here. This firearm did not come with a box. W1 threw the firearm away because he did not want the firearm. Must be Hunter Biden. This firearm was never recovered. 39. Your affiant obtained the blank report concerning W1's arrest. The report detailed W1 was pulled over during a traffic stop in which the blank pistol with serial number blank was recovered. The firearm was not able to be located in a previous trace through NTC due to blank not routinely submitting trace requests. Your affiant submitted a trace request through NTC, which returned the original purchaser in June of 2017 to be blank, Illinois. John says thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Your affiant contacted blank via telephone, who stated blank did own the firearm, but blank sold the firearm to blank, possibly in 2019. Your affiant contacted blank, who provided an invoice where they sold the firearm June 16 of 2022 online through Gunbroker. The invoice showed the firearm was shipped to Malinowski with phone number blank at blank. Bailey, thank you. As anyone else, I think these redactions are bullshit. Yeah, it's to protect the potential people they're working with. The firearm sold for approximately $468.51. Who really needs that 51 cents? ATF Form 4473 for this firearm showed the firearm was transferred to Malinowski on June 23 of 22. On January 2 of 24, your affiant made contact with W1's mother, who signed a consent form allowing your affiant to view W1's phone. In the phone, your affiant located contact Brian with contact number blank. Your affiant took photographs of this text thread, which is summarized down below. A. On Saturday, February 4 of 23, starting at 2:27 p.m., W1 sent a message addressed to Brian, introducing blank and references getting Brian's number during the December gun show. There is not another message until Monday, February 13th of 23, starting at 5:05 p.m. W1 and Malinowski begin exchanging messages noting the sale of multiple firearms Malinowski has for sale. This dude doesn't proofread. Malinowski sends a list of 6 firearms, 3 Glocks and 3 AR-style guns, which includes AR-15 style 223-556 caliber pistol for $750. W1 and Malinowski agree to a sale of a firearm and coordinate meeting at a business parking lot in Little Rock, Arkansas. A month later, W1 reaches back out to Malinowski for more firearms. Malinowski offers several firearms for sale, which includes a Glock Model 17 for $725. Months later, W1 reaches out to Malinowski about additional firearms, and Malinowski replies with multiple photographs of multiple firearms for sale. W1 and Malinowski agreed to exchange a Glock 19 for $700. There are several text messages that follow indicating they met for the transaction. Months later, W1 reached out to Malinowski again for any new firearms for sale, and Malinowski replied with a list of multiple firearms to sell and prices for each. 41. On January 11th of 24, your affiant was notified that a firearm previously purchased by Malinowski, blank pistol with serial number blank, was recovered by the blank PD in blank, California. Your affiant obtained the blank PD report, which detailed on January 5, 24, blank PD officers were patrolling near a known park area frequented by Norteno criminal street gang members and associates. Additionally, a shooting and robbery had taken place the previous night in this area. So they're setting up the high crime area. That's what this creative writing is doing. Blank PD officers came across a 15-year-old juvenile Hispanic male. Blank PD officers made contact with the juvenile, who then fled and was subsequently arrested while being in the possession of a stolen blank pistol with serial number blank. According to the PD report, the juvenile is a documented Norteño gang member. ATF 4473 showed Malinowski was transferred the firearm on May 1 of 2022. On January 27th of 24, at approximately 9:18 a.m., ATF special agents acting in an undercover capacity conducted an undercover purchase of firearms from Malinowski at a gun show located at the blank. The gun show was a GNS Promotions gun show, which is the same promoters of the gun show Malinowski was observed selling firearms at in June of 23 by Special Agent Blank. The below observations were made. Malinowski was operating as a vendor, with approximately 2 to 3 tables by himself. The tables Malinowski was operating had a rack with AR-style pistols, 2 containers with various pistols, and several boxes of various types of ammunition. Underneath the table were recognizable gun boxes and other firearms not on display. Charles, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you for everybody being here. Over 8,000 people. Please like and share this. People need to know what's going on, and subscribe down below. Let's see. B. The first undercover agent approached Malinowski, who began describing various firearms he had on display. These firearms included pistols manufactured by Glock, Sky, and Beretta. Malinowski further described the AR-style pistols as not considered rifles because they did not have an arm brace on them. Malinowski stated that he sells at gun shows in Benton, Arkansas, Conway, Arkansas, and at a music hall in Memphis, Tennessee. Oh boy. Malinowski states he sells out of AR pistols like the ones he had on display very quickly at the Memphis gun show. Wonderful. Malinowski stated he was a private seller, therefore no paperwork was needed to be filled out for a purchase. Malinowski stated the customer had just had to be over 21. Malinowski stated he receives payment via cash, PayPal, and Zelle. Malinowski, all of those who will sell you out, by the way. Malinowski agreed to sell the first undercover agent 2 firearms, one FSAAP model FR16 multi-caliber pistol, serial number, they actually didn't block that one out, with 1 magazine and carrying a sleeve, and a carrying sleeve for $725. And the second one was a Glock Model 30 45 caliber pistol. They blurred out that serial number with 2 magazines and the original gun box for $575. The total price for both purchases was $1,300. Malinowski stated several times the FSAAP pistol was new. During the sale, Malinowski pulled out another FSAAP pistol from a wrapper. Malinowski stated this firearm was brand new and available for sale as well. Malinowski agreed to sell a second undercover agent a Sky model CPX-2 9mm caliber pistol, serial number blank, for $325. Malinowski stated the Benton gun show the following weekend is the next gun show he will be selling at. Malinowski provided his phone number to both undercover agents who purchased firearms from him. As blank Malinowski stated, he could be contacted outside of a gun show for any purchases. When the second undercover agent told Malinowski that he had family and friends who might be interested in purchasing a firearm, Malinowski replied, okay, and made the comment, cash, no paper. During the sale, Malinowski pulled out an Apple iPhone smartphone to research information concerning a firearm. Mr. Cord, I don't want to detract from the news, but VA's AWB is on Youngkin's desk along with a, yes, we will make sure he gets crushed on that. 44. On January 30th of 24, your affiant received Verizon toll records for number blank. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats. I really, 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 really appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're in the text 2A. Is FFL required to engage in business? Yes, that's why they're trying to change that rule right now, thanks to the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. The records showed the account to be active since 2019. This is his phone. The records show there has only been 2 devices linked to blank the number, an iPhone SE Space Gray 128 gig with an International Mobile Equipment Identifier, that's the IMEI blank, and the IMSI blank starting in 2019, and an iPhone SE 20. There's no iPhone 20, but whatever. 256 black with the IMEI and IMSI numbers starting in 2022. The IMEI is a unique number to the device, blah, 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 blah. 45. Well, if it matters, Verizon showed the subscriber information for the account to be held by Comcast. On January 31 of 24, blank reviewed ATF Form 4473 at blank for the 3 firearms purchased from Malinowski at the gun show on January 27th of 24. The FSAP model FR16 was transferred to Malinowski the day prior on January 26th of 2024. So he got the gun and sold it at the gun show within 24 hours is what they're saying here. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. The FSAF model, we got that. Okay. The Glock Model 30 was transferred to Malinowski on December 6th of 23, approximately 52 days prior to him selling it to the ATF special agents. An invoice for the Glock Model 30 was attached, showing the firearm was purchased from Gunbroker for approximately $379.59 after taxes and fees. The Sky Model CPX2 was transferred to Malinowski on December 13th, approximately 45 days prior to Malinowski selling the firearm to ATF special agents. An invoice for the Sky Model CPX2 was attached, showing the firearm was purchased from blank. The invoice showed 2 Sky Model CPX2 firearms were sold for $299.98 combined. I did pretty good if you sold one of them for $379. Somebody got robbed, or whatever the price was for this guy. The name on the bill for the invoice showed Brian Malinowski with the address of the subject property with contact number blank. 46. On February 5 of 24, the affiant received information that a blank pistol with blank had been run in blank California by a member of the blank Narcotics and Gang Enforcement Task Force. The affiant obtained the report, which detailed that on August 2 of 22, a search warrant was conducted on a residence, a vehicle, and blank in furtherance of an investigation. Through the search warrant, the blank pistol with serial number blank was recovered from blank. Additionally, 6 bottles of alpromazam, 780.1 grams gross total weight of marijuana, another 206.1 grams gross total weight of marijuana, a digital scale, and used clear Ziploc bags were located in the vehicle. So they're saying that it's for retail sale. Bailey. No, it wouldn't make it. That's what's called an innocent mistake. That's fine. They won't do that. Blah, 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 blah. So they got all those drugs, 35 grams of gross weight total marijuana, and another firearm was located. Reviewing ATF Form 4473 for the purchase of blank pistol, Malinowski was transferred the firearm on May 4th, 2022, less than 3 months before blank was arrested with the firearm. On February 8th of 24, at approximately 11:40 a.m., Malinowski arrived at blank ATF special agents observed Malinowski walking out of blank holding a black box. Malinowski was observed opening the rear driver's side door of subject vehicle and putting the black box inside the vehicle. Malinowski was observed getting into the driver's seat and pull out of the parking lot, traveling in an eastern direction on blank. Several ATF special agents attempted to follow Malinowski. While following Malinowski, he committed the traffic violations of running multiple red lights. Malinowski entered I-40 Interstate 40 eastbound and simultaneously crossed 2 lanes of traffic to continue on I-40 eastbound. When approaching the intersection of I-40 and Highway 67-167, Malinowski again simultaneously merged across 2 lanes of traffic to travel northbound on Highway 67-167. He abruptly merged from Highway 67-167 while crossing the neutral area of the on-ramp onto McCain Boulevard and the McCain Boulevard exit ramp. ATF special agents lost sight of Malinowski due to his reckless driving and special agents' inability to keep up with Malinowski without risking danger to the safety of the other motorists. The area where ATF special agents lost sight of Malinowski is a high traffic area with lots of commercial businesses ranging from retail restaurants, department stores, and self-storage facilities. At approximately 2:33 p.m., ATF special agents observed the subject vehicle at this point, parked in the director's parking space at the Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport, where he works. This parking space is located in a secured lot with access granted through a locked access gate. The parking lot has signs labeling the area for authorized personnel only. Your affiant and other special agents do not have vehicular access to this parking lot, making personal observations difficult. At approximately 5:10 p.m., ATF special agents observed Malinowski pull out and leave the airport. Malinowski drove straight to the subject property where he parked in the driveway. Malinowski did not make any stops between the airport and his residence. ATF special agents observed Malinowski exit the subject vehicle and go inside the residence without carrying any packages or boxes. Your affiant checked Arkansas license plate. Wow, they put his plate in there. Wow. Which returned to a 2022 Toyota Highlander white bearing VIN. Wow, they didn't do too good. Also known as the subject vehicle. The vehicle's registered owner showed to be Clinton National Airport at 1 Airport Road, Little Rock, Arkansas, 72202, which is where Malinowski is employed. Big ol' redaction. The blank from the area where ATF special agents attempted following Malinowski on February 8th, 24, showed on McCain Boulevard, further east on Highway 161 near Bethany Road. The subject vehicle appears in the area of McCain Boulevard near Landers Road and Highway 161 near Bethany Road on multiple occasions. It sounds like they're looking at traffic cameras. Your affiant reviewed previous purchases of firearms at blank, January 5th, 24 and January 17th, 24, and the subject vehicle had a similar pattern of blank in the same area as blank on February 8th, 24. Blank on January 27th, 24, the date of the undercover purchase for Malinowski from the Conway Gun Show. The subject vehicle was traveling throughout Little Rock and North Little Rock, Arkansas, between the times of January 27, 24 at approximately 9:53 p.m. to January 28, 24 at approximately 12:26 a.m. The subject vehicle was blank in North Little Rock, and again in North Little Rock. So he's bebopping around is what they're saying. The areas in which the subject vehicle was located, blank in Little Rock, is an area known to the affiant. Based on the affiant's background, training, and experience as a law enforcement officer, the Little Rock areas are known for violent crime and buying and selling contraband such as firearms and controlled substances, specifically during the evening and midnight hours. On February 15th of 24, blank obtained a tracking device search warrant for the subject vehicle. On February 20th of 24, the tracking vehicle was successfully installed on subject's vehicle. February 21, 24, Malinowski purchased 3 additional firearms from blank, 2 more blank pistols, and a blank pistol. SAs, special agents, surveilled Malinowski from blank at approximately 3:30 p.m. until he arrived back at his residence at approximately 5:44 p.m. During the approximate 2-hour span of time, Malinowski drove in circular patterns in the area of AR 161 North Little Rock and Martin Luther King and Roosevelt Road, Little Rock. Malinowski's driving was erratic, often pulling into parking lots and turning around in the parking lot to the same direction he was already traveling. Other than stopping for several minutes at a Sonic located at 2154 AR 161, Malinowski was not observed making any extended stops where he was observed meeting any individuals or getting out of his vehicle. Malinowski was observed by special agents on several other occasions, driving in erratic circular patterns around the same neighborhoods for multiple hours, similar to the pattern observed on February 21 and 24. These dates include February 26th, February 27th, the same day he purchased a blank pistol with serial number blank from blank, and February 28th of 24. On February 23 of 24, gunbroker.com provided records via a blank subpoena concerning the user bmalin123. Hope you all ain't doing business with bmalin123. The username from previous gunbroker.com purchases by Malinowski that were sent to blank. Mr. Gilbert, thank you very much. I appreciate you. On February 23, we got that. All right, the records showed numerous of transactions, this guy can't write, made by Malinowski on gunbroker.com. The records additionally showed user blank was registered with an email address of blank and a date of birth of blank and a home phone number of blank, and the subject property with the first and last name of Brian Malinowski. There were no other identifiers on the account or changes to those identifiers since March 6th of 2020. March 2 of 24, Malinowski was observed by the special agent operating a table as a vendor at the GNS Promotions gun show located at the blank, Arkansas. The special agent observed Malinowski with multiple handguns for sale, including the blank pistol with serial number blank. Malinowski had previously purchased approximately 4 days prior on February 27 of 2024. The tracking device showed the subject vehicle at the gun show on all 3 days of the gun show, March 1st through March 3rd. The tracking device showed the subject vehicle returned to the subject property all 3 days before and after being at the gun show. Conclusion. To date, Malinowski has purchased over 150 known firearms between May of 21 to February 27th of 24. On each ATF Form 4473 filled out for the purchase of each firearm, Malinowski has a subject property and a phone number blank listed. On each invoice recovered for firearm purchases, Malinowski has a subject property and phone number listed. As of February 27th of 24, approximately 6 firearms are known to have been recovered in the commission of a crime, with another 3 recovered through undercover purchases by ATF. For each ATF Form 4473, for all recovered firearms sold by Malinowski, Malinowski indicated he was the actual purchaser of the firearm and that the firearms were intended for him. Each observation of Malinowski, he has been driving the subject vehicle when operating as a vendor at the gun show and when he purchased firearms. Mike, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. It has been your affiance experience during my blank year in law enforcement as a special agent for the ATF that persons who possess firearms engage in the business of dealing firearms without a license and or store firearms in their residences, vehicles, and frequently keep firearms on their person. Unlike many other types of items, these individuals frequently maintain firearms in their personal collections for long periods of time, frequently for many years, and often have an emotional attachment to the ownership and possession of these firearms. Their firearms are usually kept secure because of their value to the possessor. Also, in your affiance experience, firearms owners also maintain certain documents and records pertaining to firearms acquisitions and dispositions, such as owner's manuals, receipts, and other documents of ownership of firearms in their homes and or vehicles for safekeeping, even if they are attempting to circumvent the federal laws. These documents and records, as well as supporting documents relating to purchases, sales, and inventories, such as receipts, invoices, and photographs, are frequently retained, even if there are evidence of violations of federal firearm laws. Dude sounds like he was wanting Breaking Bad character. Sounds like the ATF did a good job, he says. And Second Amendment, thank you. Bailey, thank you. All right. Further, in your affiance training and experience, persons who engage in the business of dealing firearms without a license often form information networks to buy and trade firearms they cannot acquire from reputable and or legitimate firearms dealers. Evidence of unlawful firearm transactions is often preserved on computers and email accounts, sent and deleted emails, address books, contact lists, and attachments to emails, including pictures and files. These individuals often maintain photographs and detailed descriptions of the weapons they have sold or traded. Based on your affiance prior experience with seizure of computers, to include cellular telephones, in order to properly retrieve and analyze all electronically stored computer data, to document and authenticate such data, and to prevent the loss of the data either from accidental or deliberate program destruction, requires analysis by a qualified computer specialist. To effect such accuracy and completeness requires the seizure of all computer equipment and peripherals, which may be independent, and the software to operate the computer system and related instruction manuals, which contain directions concerning the operations of the computer system and the software programs. For these reasons, it is believed that the seizure of the electronically stored data, as well as the computer on which it is stored, computer equipment, software, hardware, manuals, and other related items, will be necessary to ensure that all relevant evidentiary data is located and seized. Based on the foregoing information, your affiant believes that concealed within the subject property, to include the residence, safes, and electronic devices located at blank in the subject vehicle, with which are further described in attachments A1 and A2, are items that constitute evidence, fruits, instrumentalities, and things otherwise criminally possessed in violation of 18 U.S.C. 922A1A and 922A6. The affiant further believes that the search of the subject property and the subject vehicle will result in the discovery of items that constitute evidence, fruits, and instrumentalities of these violations, specifically the items listed in attachment B Bravo. Request for sealing. Your affiant further requests that the court order that all papers in support of this application, including the affidavit and search warrant, which we're reading from, be sealed until further order of the court. These documents discuss an ongoing criminal investigation that is neither public nor known to all of the targets of the investigation, which means there's more folks they're going for. Accordingly, there is good cause to seal these documents because their premature disclosure may give targets an opportunity to flee, continue to flight from prosecution, destroy or tamper with evidence, change patterns of behavior, notify Confederates, and otherwise seriously jeopardize the investigation. And it is signed on the 6th day of March by the Honorable Judge Joe J. Volpe, Magistrate Judge for Eastern District of Arkansas. These are attachment A1s. This is subject property. So this is pictures of his place, pictures of his vehicle. So they're showing the judge, this is what we're going after. Items to be seized. So this is what they were looking for when they blasted his door down at 6 a.m. All firearms, firearm parts and accessories and ammunition, all electronics, blah, 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 blah. They're going to take everything. Boom, boom, boom. That's pretty much what they write on everything. What's this? Reminds me of Ruby Ridge. Let's keep screwing with the interaction. Yes. All right. Here's the actual warrant. Says, now here's what we need to pay attention to. This was not a nighttime warrant. This was, you can see here, the check mark. The judge checked off in the daytime between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. They served it like right at 6 a.m. Judge Joe J. Volpe. Boom, 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 boom. And I don't see. I'm looking to see if it was a no-knock. I've seen a couple of people mention that today, but I'm making sure. No. Search warrant, daytime. Well, that doesn't mean that's not how they did it. All right, this is another document here. Search warrant should be sealed, so they're looking for the sealing again of the warrant. Disclosure of contents in the affidavit. This is all just typical stuff of a warrant. Okay, that's the U.S. attorney and the order. So the judge did seal it on the 6th, but it was released today. So that, my friends, is the search warrant. Some of the highlights for those who might not have been here for the whole time. Mr. Malinowski purchased over 150 firearms from May of 21 to February of 24. Some of them were sold before 24 hours had even passed at gun shows. 6 were recovered in crimes. 3 were bought by undercover agents of the ATF. 24 Glock 45s, AR-style pistols. One of the things they said was they conducted this raid to avoid more guns being sold and ending up in crimes. But I want to say, Gals and Guns, thank you, Jared. Understand police agents and other dangers revealed, apprehend suspects individually at traffic stop. Yeah, so I'll give you a little bit of insight on this one here because most of you know I used to do this stuff, right? They could have easily stopped him in a traffic stop and taken him into custody easily. I mean, obviously they had a tracker on his vehicle. My guess would be if there were to be a wrongful death lawsuit, that would be something the feds would have to deal with. They very easily could have grabbed him coming home from work one day. But they said that his wife was part of it too in the beginning. So if he's locked up and doesn't come home, the wife might know, hey, it's time to start scrapping stuff and deleting stuff. So that's one of the reasons they might not have done that. Again, I don't know. I'm not part of this investigation, but that is a part of that. So that might be why they elected to do the warrant. They also could have done the warrant like as he was leaving for work, as he steps out into the driveway. Hey, sir, you're under arrest. There's a search warrant. But they chose not to do that. I want to thank everybody. Yes, he did pass. I just saw the question ripped by. He did die. I think it was today. I saw that the notification 3 hours before I came on here that he did succumb to the gunshot wound to his head. And his brother did make some comments. I didn't see what the brother said because I was busy getting the warrant. But now we know, at least we know what was going on. Straw purchasing is what they're claiming, and then acting or selling firearms as a gun dealer without an FFL. And again, until the documents for his booking come out or his charges, I assume they would have had to do something at the hospital or in the immediate as they were taking him into custody after the shooting. When that paperwork comes out, I'll let you guys know what his charges were. I'm sure they're going to have a ton of them on there. He'll have whatever. If he sold 142 some odd that he sold, he'll have 142 charges of straw purchasing and 142 charges of not having an FFL would be my guess, would be the start of it. But yeah, it's I don't think he had to die. Maybe he wasn't doing the right thing, but I don't think he needed to be shot. But again, I don't know if they hit the door, he just starts blasting, and then they return fire. I don't know any of that. Again, until we get the report and or the body cam, then we'll know more. So I wanted to thank you all for coming on here. There's almost 10,000 people on here, 48 minutes into it. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you for your time. I will try to get more information on this as soon as I can, and I will keep you all in the loop. Please subscribe to the channel if you want more information on this case and others, and appreciate y'all. Have a phenomenal evening. Tell your loved ones you love them. You never know when you're going to get that second chance, and have a great night. Take care, y'all.